Hey, this week's episode of One of a Kind with RVD is presented by FanDuel. And NFL season is now over, everybody. But that doesn't mean we can't wager on some other sports. And one sport I'm a big fan of is hockey and the NHL. Right now, we got the Olympics going on. But I wanted to make a futures bet wager just to play on the safe side here. Kind of taking a little bit of a risk, but I'm a little biased being from Pittsburgh. I want to take my Pittsburgh Penguins. And I looked it up. What you can get the Penguins for your Stanley Cup champions of this year is plus 5,500. So that's my first bet this week. We'll tackle the next bet later on in the show. Hey, this week's episode of One of a Kind with RVD is presented by Happy Hippo. Check it out.
Rob Van Dam! Rob Van Dam! Rob Van Dam! I'm Rob Van Dam. The whole show.
From Battle Creek, Michigan, weighing 230 pounds, Rob Van Dam. Boom.
Yeah, nailed it. Nailed it. Yes.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday to all. Good to see you, Rob.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Steel City Skull Cap.
That's it, man. That's it. We are live. It's One of a Kind with RVD. That's Rob Van Dam, everybody. I'm Don McCann. Yes. And we are live on RVDTV.com, on RVD's YouTube channel, and on RVD's X account. So if you're tuning in, be sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and support the show. We got our usual regulars in here. I don't see Maddie here yet, so I'm hoping Maddie knows. Triple E's in the house, though. We got Powerhouse in here as well. We got Revolver Ocelot in here. He's like, ooh, he says it right here, too. Mr. Monday Night, light it up, the spliff. All right.
Yeah, it's about time. It's about time. But before I do that, though, courtesy of our friends at the Greek Glass. Oh, let's do it right. I got to put on the right shirt.
Oh, all right. Here we go. The shirt's coming off.
Yeah, we are gonna do this right. We're committed. Gonna give you the whole fucking show. This is the Tiger Bong, everybody's favorite outfit. Yeah. Although this may or may not be. It's not yellow. It's orange, and there's an orange one too. Hey, it's one of them. There's actually three. There's because there's two tiger striped ones, and a lot of people don't know that because they look very similar, but one has the skull in the middle of it, and and the other one I think might have a yin yang in the middle of it. I think. I know one says Mr. Pay-Per-View. Does the other one say that? I don't know, but then there's like an orange one too that I don't know, dude. Anyway, great glass. You know, I'm not much of a bone conditioned smoker, so you will experience coughing during this bong hit. You will experience some abruptive noise from RVD's congestive smoke extinguishing apparatuses in my lungs. So anyway, boom, sweet fucking pay-per-view. I know what this one is. This is definitely everyone's favorite outfit and shit. What I'm not so sure about is this, but it's a close match though. But I think this is a different outfit. But hey, it might be somebody's favorite, you know. I don't know. But anyway, and look what's on my lighter.
Whoa, look at that.
Where do I get my RVD lighter? Well, all right, I did that one kind of smooth. Not even gonna cough it, but you know what? I can't count that because I didn't put enough water in it. These wacky things.
Those darn tootin'.
You gotta have enough water to where your stem, your down stem or whatever is underwater. And wait a minute, it is underwater.
Yeah, you're good. It looks like you're good there.
Why you ain't bubbling? Because you don't have the rubber gasket? Let's see.
What's the deal?
It is. I would put more water in to enjoy a little more bubbling, possibly a little more filtration. Either way, boom, kicking off our Monday night episode with a bong hit from Greek Glass. And you know what? I'll bring a different one next week.
How about that?
Hey.
Welcome if you got them, everybody. And you can get one of those at rvd420.com. That's greekglass.com. But go to rvd420.com. That'll take you to the Rob Van Dam glassware page. You get your own there, too. They're super cool, as Rob just showed. And there's only a few left, right, Rob?
Yeah, I think there's only like 3 styles, and I don't know how many of each pieces or anything like that, but down to 3, and it's been awesome. It's been a good run. Don't know if we're gonna continue to make more or not. Either way, they're very limited pieces either way from sets. So if you're a collector, they ain't going to be around very much longer.
Not too much longer. So take advantage of it when you can.
More of this shirt because that one was kind of tight and it made my nipples itch.
Made your nips itch. Is that the one you wore on AEW, Rob, when you walked out there and everybody gave you? No, you wore a different. You wore the 1997 though, the Raw debut one, I think it was.
It couldn't have been. The paint doesn't last that long. It couldn't have been 97. It's like no, seriously, the airbrush. Oh no,
I mean the shirt version of it.
Right, the fucking
that when you the one you wrestled on Raw.
What are these guys called? I'm thinking lug nuts. You fucking put me.
Are you thinking chalk line?
Chalk line. Thank you. Yes. Yeah, it came out in chalk line. You're right. It was. That was the Mr. Monday Night apparatus and people gave you shit because they thought, Rob, look, you got a shape. I chose to like puff my chest out and come out like, yeah, motherfucker, feeling the moment, feeling bad. And then people were like, oh my God, he was like blowed up on his way, walking out from the gorilla. Yeah. Like, what happened to Raw? So then the next week they shot me in the back and I didn't have my shirt on. I was like, he's in the best shape ever. And then they're like, he must have really changed in that last week. Like, I remember. That's the way I remember the experience.
Well, you know what? Like, so you might not have caught wind of this, but like, Kevin Nash had his podcast this past week, and like he talked about Javon Evans.
What?
Kevin Nash had his podcast on this past week, and he talked about Javon Evans on there, and he basically said like that. He comes out too happy, but he said Mr. Bojangles, and he's like, I'd like to see them make him more urban, like, and make him more of a badass, is what Kev was saying. Well, the internet just blew up and was like, oh, Kev's saying some racist stuff and blah, 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 and all this. Yeah, saying like calling Kev all that kind of stuff, like social media doing all that stuff.
I was going to wait till you were done and then ask you who Mr. Bojangles is. I just thought it was a restaurant.
So Mr. Bojangles was a song, I think. Well, it was performed by Sammy Davis Jr., and I think that's where it gets associated with black culture a little bit. Okay. It was really popular by Sammy Davis Jr. So a lot of people just blew up and started like, piling on Kev about it and stuff like that. But it made me think about like how fickle and like immediate social media is, like the social media and what we've talked about in the past with Raja incident and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And like, it's just like, dude, these people they want something to get upset about. Yeah. Or they like it, even if it doesn't affect their lives. And and the same with wrestling. They'll see like Rob Van Dam walk out. Look, oh my God, he's so out of shape. And then next week it's completely different.
At least that's something that they saw with their. I mean, some people saw it with their eyes, and then saw it that way or whatever. Sometimes, for the most part, like with this thing with Kevin, all I got to do is just see the headline and they're all in, like cashing out their mortgage. You're like, boom, like, man, I fucking had his action figures since I was a little kid. I'm burning them now. Like, fuck that, because I read that headline.
And that's all it is they took a quote and then they just quoted it. So most people will just read the quote, but they won't watch the full clip for context or nothing like that. And it's just
that is the world that we live in now.
It is indeed. Yeah. It is indeed. You get nervous about a first date? Is that something that happens? Huh? Everybody's got the nerves. That means you care when you go on a first date. Well, you got to care that you don't want to stink. And you don't want love to stink. What can help you out? But Mando. Boom. Yes, 100%. I recommend the Mount Fuji. You get the Mount Fuji Mando stick, deodorant stick, but you get the spray. The spray is a necessity in a lot of times. It makes you smell like an adult, and you'll feel confident going on that very first date with maybe, hey, potentially that special someone. Give them a funny, punny Valentine's Day card as well. So, some men mask their BO with sense. Mando Men gets the job done right. Don't mask it, Mando it. Available in real retailers near you. Or head to shopmando.com because for a limited time, new customers get 20% off site-wide with our exclusive code. Use code RVD at shopmando.com for 20% off site-wide, plus free shipping. That's right, shopmando.com. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Mando's got you covered with deodorant plus sweat control. Say goodbye to sweat stains and hello to long-lasting freshness on Valentine's Day. Maddie is in the house now. We have a super chat going on, a couple super chats here.
What's up, Maddie? Yes. We're waiting for you, Maddie. Spark them if you got them.
We were waiting for you, Maddie. We were asking about you, so I'm glad.
And also, we got a guest this week too.
We do have a guest. Yeah. Let's bring him in. You want to bring him in? You do the introductions.
Well, this is a second-time guest.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say maybe our second time guest because Joe Bruce was on twice. I was trying to think who else, but he's got a comedy special, and I said, "Fuck, you want to come on and promote it, dude?" And he said he had the best time of his fucking life last time he was on. Why the hell not? So yeah, dude, let's bring on comedian, stand-up comedian, movie producer extraordinaire, Tom Garland, everybody.
What up? Hey, that has to be the most disappointing thing for your fans. You were hyping that up, and you were like, he's been on twice, he's in stand-up, and then they were like, who the hell is this? So thanks for having me back, man. I appreciate it.
So we're like, man, I don't think he's been on here. Yeah. I don't remember him. I told you when I watch every show, I wouldn't know.
Every show.
I appreciate it.
Dude, what is up with your comedy special? Why that platform? And is it monetized just from views, or is it somehow got some kind of weird production back end or something that I don't know about?
No, straight up. Like, I have two other comedy specials. This is kind of funny. We did them through a website called Film Hub. Right. Mm-hmm. And I don't know I think that maybe Joe is using that through some of his projects, Joe Clark, that did the Sabu documentary. I'm not exactly sure. Either way, that's kind of the thing for indie films right now. And you can get them on all the platforms, right? You probably need like a big star like RVD attached if you want to get on the big bigs. But like my first comedy special's on Tubi. But what I didn't like about that, Tubi. You can't comment on there. It doesn't show a view count. And then every normal mom and pop that I talk to is like, what's that? I have to sign up. Do I need that? Can I get it on that? So I was just like, you know what? I'm at the stage where I'm still trying to get my name out. I want people to watch my stand up and that sort of thing. So I was like, whatever, I'll just eat one of them. I had this thing in the can since September, and I was trying to figure out how I wanted to distribute it. And then I've seen a bunch of the big comics do that. I saw Gillis has one on there. Scholes, some of the, bigger names, they've put one out on YouTube. So I was like, I'll give YouTube one and see how it goes. So I think it's got, let me check here really quick. It's got
almost at 1,000.
Yeah, it's almost at 1,000. It's been out for 6 days. So yeah.
Pretty good. And
Yeah, it's
not
slow
like,
roll.
and your channel's like you just started your channel. Like it's
Literally, it's the first thing I've put on it, and I didn't even advertise it. I just threw it up and put it on my Facebook and Instagram, and just plugged it out. Again, trying to get some
What
feed.
is that channel, Tom?
My YouTube channel. If you just YouTube Tom Garland Dying to Kill, you can see it right there on the bottom of your screen. That's what it's on YouTube. I think you posted a link in the
There's
comments
a link
too, Don.
in the comments section, yes, that you guys can check out. And I'll be sure to post it too on the episode description as well.
How long was your special?
It's like 45 minutes of material with a little minute or so intro, outro. I think it comes in at just 50 minutes clean. So,
Sweet.
but anything but clean, RVD, when we toured and did stand up, I don't think either of us are dirty necessarily when we do stand up, but we're genuine, in that
So
like
we don't mind if it's funny, then say it. Right?
Also, like if I was gonna swear in real life, like I'm just gonna swear in place on there, and so it's not necessarily safe for work, but it's just jokes. And I do a couple minutes of material and then break into crowd work, and I'm probably in and out of material, crowd work, and improv for the next 30 some odd 38 minutes of the special after that, as I kind of weave through it.
I know last time we had you on, we talked a little bit about crowd work, but like, have you found that style, like implementing more crowd work and stuff like that? Is that kind of the common norm now? Because we were talking about like how Instagram Reels are so like vital and important now, it seems. And so has that been a challenge for you, or have you kind of embraced that more?
I've been doing it for years. What I found, especially on like the tours Rob and I did, where it's no secret, when they come to see Rob Van Dam, they're there to see the whole fucking show. They're there to see Rob Van Dam. I'm a tag along, and then I'm lucky enough that he would bring me with, and we would put on the show, and I would get to a chance to get in front of people, especially in bigger venues and better audiences than I normally would on my own. So I want to show off my skill set and stuff like that. I feel like if it is Rob Van Dam, if it is some of the other celebrities or wrestlers or people
You did Frank Mir for a minute.
Yeah, we did some stuff with Frank Mir. Frank Mir was hanging out a lot at LA Comedy Club.
Wow.
So I think that was kind of by his own. It was kind of like you, Rob, where it was kind of by his own design. He was already doing stand up and liked to go up. He podcasts and that sort of stuff. So
Okay.
I did a couple shows with him, and Austin Aries was the other one that was with us and stuff. That always gets that kind of reaction. But I mean, and he knows it. He loves it. But it was the three of us, and we did some. But anyways, with the crowd, I feel like, okay, so you said I'm all over the place, but you said the reels, what the young kids are doing. I feel like I see a lot of this, even from big pros. They'll do like a minute or so reel and on Instagram or YouTube, and the comic will come out and they'll be like, oh, your name's Dom. Dom, what do you do for a living? And then you're like, oh, well, I'm from Pittsburgh. And then they're like, that's fucking stupid. So I was at the mall, and you're like, well, why did you bother that guy? Like, why would you do that to him? Like, that's so fucked. So I don't like that. And I don't like that style at all. Or like, they have just the slightest interaction. Somebody will be like, I agree. And they're like, oh, I agree. And then they're like, look at this crowd work. And I'm like, that's not crowd work. That's just, they can speak to you. That always happens. Yeah. I think if you watch the special, you'll see that not only do I break them down into figuring out deeper stuff about them, but then I shift through an improv with them the whole time. There's a couple that went to church. There's a guy that works at a bagel shop. There's a guy that is a construction installer, and I start to pin them against each other and play with them and create. It's my material. Obviously there's some showmanship to it. There's a story to it. But I'm able to weave them through it and make it all make sense, which I think is cool. And
what a neat challenge that is too, like in a way, like, because people like kind of like a lot of people will be like, oh, crowd work, that's like so cliche or blasé to do. But if you implement like the improv aspect of it all, make it your own, it does make it like a little bit more special and like a little bit more thought provoking, instead of like, oh yeah, what you were just saying, how some people handle the crowd work stuff. So
yeah, I think the other thing too is that, like, again, we talked about like, well, if I don't know the comic, like if I, maybe you go see Bill Burr and it's like, well, I want to hear some of Bill Burr's life. or his perspectives on stuff. You know, if you don't know me, I've got 10 seconds to win you over and you're making up your mind, right? So then I want to, not only that, I want to bring you into the show and like, well, let's make it a little about you too, or about this town or the people around you and that sort of thing. And create a village. There's winners and losers in the village. Sometimes someone gets picked on. Comedy's always got a victim and that sort of thing, but that's kind of how that goes. And if the other thing I found too is that at the time, especially when I really started doing it, I was probably touring at least 300 days a year. So, you know, when I would do stuff with Rob and then I would drop Rob off, I'd pick up somebody else. We'd go, and then I'd do my own thing for a while too. And then I'd go into Chicago and back and kind of cycle through stuff like that. I was barely ever home. And so for me, then it became, I was alone all that time. And so I'll go nuts if I just say the same thing every night, you know.
Sure.
I'm like, dating's weird, right? Dating's weird, right? You drive 6 hours. Dating's weird, right? And all of a sudden you're, you know, forget it. So I got to a point where I was like, well, it keeps me interested in it too. Like I'm having just as much fun as they are, genuinely, when that happens.
Man, that's a neat aspect of it for sure. And man, 300 days on the road, that's just wild. And that's like, you hear so much similarities between wrestling and stand-up comedy and that kind of lifestyle, because like you're on the road, you're trying to make dates and doing all that kind of thing. All right, Rob, real quick, going to take this quick second to talk about FanDuel again. My first wager this week was Stanley Cup winner, Pittsburgh Penguins at plus 5,500. My bet this week, or not this week, but for the rest of this year, is the Hart Trophy winner. That's the MVP for the NHL. And I'm going to go Connor McDavid. He's kind of in the middle ground here, but he's a kind of a safe bet still at plus 1,100. And Connor McDavid, he's got a lot to prove this year with the Edmonton Oilers kind of fizzling out last year. And so what is he capable of finishing out the year like? I think Connor McDavid is one of the best going. So plus 1,100 for Connor McDavid. Let's continue with the show. Rob, before you got on, Tom was telling me too, and I didn't know this. I knew you did stand-up stuff, but he's telling me you would go over an hour sometimes. And I was like, I just assumed in my head that you probably did like 30-minute acts or something to that effect at maximum. But you go like an hour 15, right?
Aiming for, I think maybe like at the start of the tour, yes, and then trimmed it back. And also part of that was also learning. Like, I didn't know how to time. Like, in the ring, I could, you know, sure, you want 7 minutes, boom. Mm-hmm. But to be on stage, I didn't know that I was going that long. So I overshot whatever I was trying to get. But I think Tom wanted me to do a 45-minute set probably.
Yeah, I meant it as a compliment, too, though, not to cut you off. What we were talking about before we went on was that how there's some of the acts, and they do, and we've always talked about this, Rob, is that they'll just tell a story. They're like, who wants to hear me do some movie lines? Who wants to hear a story from the road? And I said, when I met Rob, he was doing stand-up, like actual jokes, and a lot of guys will go up for 5 or 10. This was a 30, 40, 60-minute act, and it was already ready to get, like, it was easy to sell and tour with because it was already ready to go. You know?
I mean, the crowd was asleep after 20 minutes. I kept going.
They were asleep, but they had their meet and greet pen and T-shirt very, very handy right up in. Yeah, I'm joking.
They were ready to roll then.
Yeah, they were ready to roll.
That's great. Well, let's play a little bit of what you have here. That we have some of your special on here that we queued up.
That'd be cool, man.
Let's pop it on here. Let me make sure I get all the elements out of the way here. Put that to the stage. It is up here. Bear with me a second. What's going on? What is going on? Before presenting on screen, remove other media. What is else on the media here? Oh, I got to remove this. That's what it is. Boom. There we go. And we will post that up.
These jokes might be a little edgy in the opening, so we'll piss everybody off.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, let's piss some folks off. Why not?
Noise for yourselves. Let's get this party going.
You guys can hear it?
Oh, yeah.
It's a risky joke, but I'm going to tell it. It's true. I saw a guy, blind guy, stick, everything, dog, Trump hat. In the Trump hat, which I don't really care, but I was like, do you think he knows? Do you think he knows what it says on the... So I was like, should I tell him? So I told him, I was like, hey, just, I don't fucking care, but your hat, it says MAGA on your hat. And he goes, half the country feels the way I do. And I was like, I don't think half the country feels like this. I even asked him, I was like, can I tell that joke on stage? He was like, I don't care. I'm not ashamed. I was like, what's your name? He was like, I'm Joe Biden. I was the president of the United States. Every one of those politicians, every one of those motherfuckers lies to us. They lie to us all the time. They're all fucking liars. Every single one of them on both sides. And they always say, right? They always say, I'm just like you. You know, I was just like you. You aren't just like us. You're nothing like us because we fucking work for a living. Fuck you. Fuck all of you. If they told any of us right now, if they told you, if they wouldn't tell you, but if they told you right now, they said, they told me, you are now the president of the United States of America. What do they do, right? They always say, the first thing I'm going to do when I get in office, the very first thing I'm going to do, the first phone call I'm going to make. And then they say some bullshit, right? They're like, I'm going to cancel student debt. I'm going to release some stimulus checks. I'm going to build a wall. Bullshit. All of us. First thing, I'm the president. You are now the president, Mr. Garland. All right. President, shut the door. Lock it. First things first. Show me the aliens. Mr. President, we have a lot to get done. Fuck you, you lying fucks. Show me the aliens. Let's go to Area 51 right fucking now. I know you've got some serious shit. You don't tell us, right? We all know. We're not stupid, right? I just want to see it. I'd be fine with it. I don't care if it Independence Days and talks through me. I'd be okay with it. Right? You know Trump went, you know? He was like, I have small hands. I can fly this thing. The single people make noise. Not one? Everybody in here be fucking? All right, that's cool with me. How did you two dudes meet? This isn't work? That's cool. I've seen the movie Brian Song, by the way. I love that. You guys were great in that. That's great. What do you do for work? Okay, you work from home, asshole. All right, that's great.
Oh, sweet. I like it, man.
Oh, yeah, thanks. That was kind of surreal, like having to watch myself while on.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Like I should have lip synced it and just done the bit. That was cool. I walked RVD at one point too, so I don't know if that was good or.
You walked RVD?
Yeah. You were like, I can't. I got to step out. Yeah.
How long does it take you to get a set like that put together?
I mean, that one again. Some of those are 13-year jokes that I've just been keeping in the can, or obviously using at shows, but haven't laid down on film. Then, as you can see, like right there, it was about to break into crowd work, which I'm glad he didn't let that roll because it just kind of goes on and loops through. So yeah, and then kind of make a point, but like it's still really current material and stuff, and it has theme and everything like that. So. Again, watch the whole thing. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube. It's free. It's called Tom Garland, Dying to Kill.
Tom Garland. Check it out on YouTube. Tom Garland, Dying to Kill.
Sounds like a James Bond movie.
Yeah, right?
It does kind of sound like a James Bond movie. Kind of like
it.
a James Bond movie. There's a hot girl in it. My wife is in the opening.
Hey, there you go.
We kind of skipped that part, but I stole a little RVD action. Comedians aren't supposed to do that, but Rob brings Katie out on stage pretty often, and I stole the number out of his book and had my wife bring me up. And
it's a good way to do it, man. Good way to do it. That sells, my friend. It sells.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's take some super chats.
Happy President's Day, everybody.
Oh, it is President's Day.
Oh yeah. That material was was appropriate.
That was a fit. Yeah, totally fit.
Yeah. That's great.
Maddie, he happens to say, can we get one? Well, he wants another bong hit from you, Rob. Maddie does.
Oh, shit. You missed the first one, huh?
You missed the first one, Maddie, did you?
Ooh. You know, Okay, yeah. Let's not say anything. Load it back up again.
Uh-oh, he's gonna load it. He's doing it for you, Maddie.
Yeah. Why not? It's here.
Boom. Oh, hold on.
That's the wrong load. There you go.
That's the wrong one. There it is. That's how you do it.
No, I had to empty out a little bit of ashes that didn't fucking take the slide into the water. All right, we'll do it.
Rob, this up.
This is very, very expensive airtime, Maddie. So while everyone is awkwardly quiet waiting on
Well, while we do this, I'll plug Happy Hippo a little bit.
$150,000 per minute.
Oh man, Australian dollars nonetheless.
It's costing one of a kind productions with RVD. So
Yes.
it was either that or the Super Bowl. All right, yeah. So Mr. P per view RVD. And by the way, Happy Hippo standing by.
Yes.
Happy Hippo.
Promo
Dude,
code
I love
RVD
it,
2026.
I love the mints. I had to call Don the other day and say, dude, I got to get more of these mints. They just put me in such a good mood. Every time. Bam, bam. Tried 6 of them, I believe. Okay.
Heck yeah. Yeah.
Quite a different experience than just hitting a doobie and taking a smooth drag at your own pace and exchanging it with the atmosphere. This thing comes in hot and expands and fucking and then there you go. So that's the difference.
I have always thought and not to blow smoke, but I have always thought the better high is off glass. Would you agree with that, Rob?
I think the better high would be just changing from what you normally do. You know, if you do glass all the time.
Sure. Or like the flower itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rob, do you enjoy rolling? Is it like kind of therapeutic for you, or do you like Katie does it great, right? He does a great roll for you, but I'm curious if you kind of like doing the aspect of rolling.
No, not really. Like if I was president, I would have all my doobies pre-rolled and set up for me so I could bypass the process and go straight to the sparking it up.
I like it.
I do love, like, when I lived in Las Vegas, that you can just go to a store and buy pre-rolls. That's like mind blowing to me, that you can get like a pack, you know, like a cigarette pack, but not cigarettes, a pack of pre-rolls, which is amazing. Neat. Yeah. Carry them around in a little tin or whatever they come in. That's awesome.
What's the laws in Iowa?
No fun allowed. Like none whatsoever. Yeah. It's stupid. I remember Rob introduced me to vape pens that were marijuana ones. Obviously we were on, do you remember this, Rob? We would have been on a tour. I think it was like upper Northwest. We were in Montana and all that sort of stuff. And you had the cartridges, you had the pens. And I kept rolling blunt, and first of all, the blunt takes forever. I'm a big blunt guy, and I was like licking it. You were like, "Don't lick that, don't." And I was like, "Oh, this is how you have to do it." And you were like, "Just hit this, damn it!" And like finally, I hit your, and that's a whole nother high too. Like you said, just switching up the medium. And so I got in Vegas, I got really into those because you can smoke them in the casino. You know, you can't roll a joint in the casino. Now you can go in the parking ramp or whatnot, or maybe if you're a celebrity, then there's some love. But like you're me, I can't just walk through the Bellagio. Yeah,
nobody,
you don't want flour.
Yeah, the pens, like nobody
cares.
Yeah, because they don't they could be nicotine, and they don't bother to go through the investigation to find out, is that nicotine or is that cannabis? And even at the airports, it's not scary. Although we keep hearing about people internationally in trouble, but that's because it's so lax here that it's crazy to us that internationally they would feel differently about it.
Yeah, I do feel like they took all the stigma away, though. The Pens did. You know, it's the smell, it's the look, it's the it's everything, and then you just reach up and drag one of those pens. And nobody cares. Yeah. What is the hippo thing? I don't mean to derail.
Oh no, we'll plug it. Happy Hippo is Kratom. It's Kratom product.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, you can check it out. Support. But they got a lot of good stuff. I tried the gummies out for the first time. They're great. And
cool. It comes in gummy form, and then do you smoke Kratom too? That's maybe one of the few things I know. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like pill form, and then I've seen the pills. They're like
they do make them. Yeah, they do make them. Powder is its natural form. It's a dried leaf crumpled up into powder. So you can put that into capsules, which is maybe what you saw, and then
that's what I'm saying.
You make tea with it and drink it. Those are some of the more traditional ways, but also in gummies. And Happy Hippo makes these mints as 115 milligram of the kratom ingredient in it. So they're like mints, but you just have a mint in your mouth, but then a while later, man, for me, just like it made my body feel good, like it's a lot of my friends that take a lot of opiates can get off of opiates by using kratom instead, and I see why,
that's great. It's kind of like it's like a release, like just a chill. Yeah.
Well, there's allegedly the white powder is supposed to actually pick you up and give you energy.
That's the one I have here.
Okay. Yeah. And then the red leaf is supposed to be the one for sleep that brings you down. Green being in the middle. Personally, I don't really notice a difference when in the way that I react to the different colors. Sometimes it makes me tired, and it might not be red. But I've always said I'm a horrible guinea pig when it comes to testing things out. A lot of it, for some reason, I just don't sell it. So I'd rather go off of other people to learn more what people could expect, but also firsthand experience to see how it does for me, and it's other white, they say, is most like an opiate, and that it's supposed to, be to feel good and party on, and the red, like for bringing you down, and maybe it's true, maybe it isn't, maybe it's all from the same leaf, just a different part of the leaf. So if that's what it is, which I think it is, then how much different can it be? But there's many different kinds, and everyone gets different reactions. But
some guy in the comments says it takes 10 grams of red to see through walls. That's like the funniest thing I've ever. I didn't know that was a thing with like different drugs, and they legalized the weed in Vegas, right? We're both out there, Robin, and I smoked weed since I was, 18 or some, high school and whatever. And so I just thought weed's weed. You go to your dealer's house, it's whatever he's got. I buy the nicest bag he's got. And that's weed's weed. And they're like, well, this is sativa, this is indica. And I was like, there's no difference. Put it in the bag. And I didn't think I was, but then other people would tell me, you're paranoid. And I was like, I'm not paranoid. Just look out the window real quick. Somebody's out there. Anyway. So that would freak. And then I switched to, I guess, was smoking sativa. And I switched to only indica. And it was a whole different, I was like, oh, this is what weed is supposed to be. It's supposed to mellow me down and put me at peace instead of frantically I'm like, I have to go to the grocery store and buy every bottle of ketchup and you know, like
Needless.
I don't know why I was so hype, but it just, you know, it affects everyone differently. Still positive, but it was definitely a different drug, you know.
Right. Triple E asks a good follow up for all of us. Tom, RVD, Dom, y'all try shrooms and any stories? I can say outright, I've never tried shrooms.
Really?
Yeah, never.
Yeah,
Never.
I can say yes and yes.
I can tell a quick one. I don't know if I told you guys this did that come up the last time I was on? I guess it's on film. I can look back, but
We got a new audience anyway, probably.
yeah. So I had done shrooms, you know, I'd say numerous times in college and at parties and stuff. I was always of the belief that you just take a cap or two, you know, take a cap. This is back, like, again, it's more street. I think you can buy them now, like in the store or something, certain states, you know, it's probably more under control. This, you'd like get it from some guy, comes in a bag, you know, and I always learn, you take a couple caps and you put them in the peanut butter sandwich and you eat the peanut butter sandwich. And it always felt to me like the first time, like smoking weed is almost the best way I can describe it. Like you're kind of geeked out a little bit, but like you're not like, I was like, I never saw like bunny rabbits and the Wizard of Oz or any, and I was like, what are people talking about? That's not what it is. I would drink on it, smoke weed, smoke, you know, tobacco, and it didn't bother me. And then one night, I spent a lot of time in Chicago doing stand-up, and my good comedian friend I would stay with all the time there, and somehow we started talking about shrooms, and he goes, that's not doing shrooms. You never done shrooms until you eat a whole eighth, you know, which is 3.5 grams. So the cap would be more like a half a gram. And he's like, you have to eat an eighth to even like be on shrooms. And I was like, all right, do you have shroom? He's like, yeah, I got a whole like jar. And I was like, well, let's weigh it out and eat an eighth. And so we eat this eighth, and girl I was friends with at the time, you know, her and all of her girlfriends are going out in Wrigleyville, which I don't know if you've ever been to Chicago, but Wrigleyville's like, it's pretty wild. And so they're like, we're going to go out and so these shrooms are just starting to take, you know, and I'm feeling goofy and stuff. I was like, dude, let's go meet up with these girls. And we got to the bar, and I remember everyone's head was big, like NFL Blitz. Like everyone had a giant head. And I remember looking at him, and he goes, I think we bit off more than we could chew. And I was like, let's get out of here. And I spent the whole night literally in hell. Like I think that's on me. I think it's like the stuff you bring to the table. First of all, you should do it at home in a closed or around, not in a chaotic bar with, you know, loud rap music or whatever. But this was something where I should have gone out in public. And then not only that, then when we got back to his place, I was just coming. I mean, the floor opened up. I saw hell. There was blood and bugs.
You literally saw hell.
Oh, dude, all the stuff that like there was bugs all over my leg, and none of it's real. You touch it, it's not there. But you see it, and it freaks you out. Only lasted about 6 hours, you know. And so finally, I didn't know what to do. And he has been through it before. He goes, just watch this. And he put on Animal Planet. And I just watched Animal. It was like dogs like jumping on each other, and I just tried to mellow out. So that's the last time I did it. I've had many good experiences. Again, I think I was stressed at the time, or the guy said again, set and setting. Yeah, totally. But it's just last time. I've been nervous to do it again since. You know?
I don't blame you. I would be too.
Yeah.
Rob, so you did try him? Did you recall any of the stories that happened with him?
I've done it several times. Not normally my kind of thing, but the last several years, it's become accepted as a under the term of microdosing, which makes people feel like, okay, right, I'm doing something safe, microdosing, and anyway, I've had some void of experiences, and I've had some sometimes I've been affected by it. The story that I would share was it was similar to Tom's in some ways. So I think I brought them, but I was living in LA, and Joe C was there in town because there's this huge this huge music festival called the Weenie Roast in California.
And this is Joe C. of Kid Rock fame.
Kid Rock. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, this is when Kid Rock was really popular.
It was big.
Kid Rock was there along with a whole bunch of other, it's like top bands. It's this big amphitheater. I'm not sure where, somewhere in California, maybe in Newport. It wasn't in LA. It was somewhere, I think, in Orange County. But either way, this huge show, and I was going there to see Joe C. And I think I brought the mushrooms. I think I'm not sure. I must have. Anyway, I thought at the time that since it was natural, you couldn't eat too many.
Right.
I thought it made sense to me at the time. And so where all the musical artists are is they're in trailers, and the trailers are deep within restricted limits. And for some reason, Joe C couldn't get me a badge, and the security, I wasn't getting a lot of superstar love. This was, several years ago. And so when I'd be with Joe, we'd be hanging out, smoking a doobie, whatever. Everyone kept wanting a piece of him. Joe, MTV wants to interview you. He goes, I'm supposed to get a break. And I'd be like, Joe, man, this is huge, dude. You're fucking blowing up. It's MTV. And he goes, man, I know, but we can do that later. They already told me we could do that later. I'm supposed to get a break, man. I just want to hang on. He was always like that. And it was funny to me because these were like huge offers, and he wanted to mark out. And anyway, we ended up every time somebody would pull him, they'd say, we need you for fucking 2 minutes, and all right, man, I'll be right back. Every time they would leave, we would get fucked with. And we was me and my evil ex. And every time security would come up, hey, you got a badge? You can't be back here, and they'd be like, but he's gonna be right back. Let's just hold on, fuck, man, it sucked so bad. So anyway, we ended up eating these mushrooms, and I ate like an eighth, and then fucking I think like half of another eighth. And man, they took Joe, and everyone started fucking with us. And so I said, let's go back behind the fucking oh no, let me back up. Sorry, there's a sidewalk, and it goes way up this hill, and then at the top of the hill you're at you're at where the amphitheater is, and then you can look like down into it, I believe. And that's the way to go from the trailers. And so so Kid Rock, he's coming up, and so we were going to go to listen to and watch Joe C and Bob, that's what he called Kid Rock, perform, and we're walking, and they're on stage, and we're walking up that fucking thing, and the shit is starting to trip, and nothing's holding still. Like everybody's face is like I can see all their atoms moving around and shit. It just looks like ants, and I'm like, fuck, that's not cool. And I'm pouring sweat, but we're going up that hill, and then all of a sudden, like at the top, she froze. She fucking froze, and she squatted down and had some kind of conversation with God, and was just like in a little ball there. And security's like, you guys can't be there. You're in the middle of the sidewalk. And I'm like, I know. Let's go. Come on, let's go. And I'm sorry, she's not feeling well. And I'm trying to hold it together. And and she's just in a little ball, and all of a sudden, she throws up.
Oh God!
and it rolls all the way down that sidewalk. we just walked up. And when people are walking up, trying to get to the amphitheater, and it's fucking going right down, and it's not a wide sidewalk either. So,
and when you're on shrooms, that's like an avalanche at that point.
And of course,
Yes.
they're all trying to give me a hard time. And we said, "Fuck it." I'm trying to hold it together, and I said, I got this. And we went, and I took her somehow, and we went behind the trailer, and said, we'll just wait. Eventually they're going to be done. It was the longest fucking set ever. We're back there, and it's woods. It's all these trees, and all of a sudden, like, everything turned gray. And all the trees like withered up and shit. And there was this gray smoke like it was coming up from the ground. And it was just death. And everything died. And then this fucking opening opened up and became a cave. Yeah. And it was hell, just like Tom. Like, I knew.
It literally, the floor opened for me. And like black shit was coming out with fire and bugs. And I was like,
it was an invite. I knew if I go in that cave, I'm dead.
I'm gone.
That's an invite. Like, holy fuck, that's coming for me, and everything. I'm looking down, and everything is just ants all over the ground, like I'm standing in 1,000 ants. And Louis' sister was there, Tina Mucciello, and I'm like texting her, calling her or something, somehow like, get us the fuck out of here now, and it seemed like it took her forever, but somehow because she was staying to watch the set, we're freaking out. When she finally came back, she's like, you guys are hilarious. Like,
those music festival, those ants were probably real. That was probably
that might have been the real part of it.
Just, you were in the forest. There's a lot of ants. Yeah, I can tell you that when that high, I don't know about you, but when the high finally dropped, it's long too. That's the other thing. I was a big.
Can't wait to fucking come down.
I know. I was a big salvia guy.
Maybe I'll roll a joint and it'll help me like balance or something. And my hands were shaking. They were so sweaty. I kept grabbing the paper and it was just soaking wet. Like in 3 seconds, I've wet the paper so much it's not even useful. And I'm dropping weed everywhere. And I was like, fuck. I'll just wait it out. I just got to wait it out.
Yeah. I was huge on salvia in college. Did you guys ever do that?
Never tried that one. No.
It's like you trip out, but it's like 5 minutes max.
Oh,
and
really?
I swear, and I don't even know if it's still out there. It was like store legal at one point because it was like made in that. It's probably not good for you, but
like the spice weed.
Yeah, it was like some kind of thing like that. But anyway, salvia, and you'd smoke it or sprinkle it on your weed and smoke it. I swear to God, you'd see God for like 5 minutes and then you'd come back. And it was kind of like, it was the same thing though. Like the come down from it is such a relief that you're like laughing afterwards.
Yeah.
You're like, I can't believe how scary that was. And that's how it was shrooms. I have never felt so good though, as when I came off of it. Like it was like 6 hours, it came off. And I remember immediately lighting a joint. And I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe that wasn't real. I just went through that. And of course, my shroom buddy, comedian guy, he goes, it's the drug you do to get off drugs. And I was like, I hate you. I hate you so much. I'm never doing that again. Yeah. I was like, I will do any other drug. I will take needles before I do that. That is the worst thing. I like to vibe. I like to feel, feel, I've done ecstasy. That's fun. That's a vibe. It's probably not safe anymore, but or if it ever was. But I don't like when stuff changes, when stuff's blending and moving. And like he said, faces are popping and
distorting.
The floor opens and the invite. And I'm cool. I'm good on that.
Patrick Swayze's ghosts come out of there, like in the fucking movie.
Dude, we stopped like at a gas station or something when we got off the fucking fairground, music grounds, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And I was tripping really bad. And then I felt this fullness in my stomach. And I was like, I gotta fucking go number 2. And then I was thinking like, no fucking way. There's no possible way. I don't care if I gotta hold it for 8 hours. There's no way I can handle that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, no way.
Back to
So
the
funny.
I remember when I took too many gummies the one time. I'd never tried gummies at this point before, and I took one. I waited like an hour and a half, and I was like, "This shit's not doing anything." And so again, I took one,
Right.
and then it almost was immediate after I took the second one. And I started like, "All right, stay calm. Like everything's fine. You've been high before. Like this is all." But then it just started roller coastering and getting worse. Soon enough,
Yeah.
like probably like 20 mininutes in, I'm fucking naked in my bathroom and like thinking this was around COVID time too, and I'm like, I'm having a heart attack.
In the shower, just like
In the shower. I'm like butt ass naked. I'm like, I'm fucking dying. Fucking dying. Yeah.
they sell somehow here in Iowa, where I live now, the weed not legal, not okay. But somehow the liquor stores are getting away with selling the shrooms in like a pack, like a.
Interesting.
I guess it's just they haven't got ahead of that yet, or something,
Wow.
or maybe these guys are just they're selling. So the other day I'm buying some beer, and then the guy in front of me is like, "Those shrooms work?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, they work." And he's like, "Try them." And so the guy pops like 3, and then it's like you said, like you're edible. You're like, they taste good. He's just like eating them. And I was watching him, and then he gets in his car, and the guy rings me up, and I just stand there. He's like, "Is everything okay?" I was like, "I'm gonna let him get a head start." It's like I was like, "I'm gonna let him get down the block." Like,
Yeah, it was a little leeway.
Yeah, I was like, then I'll drive. I'm cool. Like it's just I'm not in a hurry. He's good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's all right.
I've done that with weed though, especially the legal. And again, there's nothing wrong with weed, but for me personally, the edible, I'm a fat guy, and I've always been a food guy, and so they give you that brownie, and it tastes good.
Yeah.
They say like you should eat like this much of it. Like I've never eaten this much of a brownie in my life. Like I will put the brownie down, and then for some reason, like with me, again, maybe that's body type, but it doesn't like release for an hour for me or like 30 minutes. And it's Vegas, so then I'll be out, and then I'll have some cocktails, and then smoking the pen, and I'm like, stupid thing never works. And then it'll just hit me like a freight train, like, and all of a sudden I'm slumped over, and I gotta call the Uber, and I'm babbling to him, and
Right.
I'm like, well, how long have you been doing Uber? And I'm on the video camera, and I'm just like, why did I do that? Yeah,
What's going on here?
yeah.
What's the deal? Fellas, if you already know what time it is, it's time to level up, and Blue Chew just dropped something crazy. I'm talking next level championship belt, gold-plated energy. Blue Chew Gold is the newest innovation from the 1% chewable ED brand. This ain't your grandpa's blue pill. No, this is the 4-in-1 beast that's setting the gold standard for performance. We're talking the ingredients for blood flow to keep that rocket pumping, mixed with apomorphine and oxytocin to turn up the arousal and connection in your brain and body. Blue Chew Gold dissolves under your tongue and works in just as little as 15 minutes. That means you can get it on quicker and away and stay in the game longer. Elevation without hesitation. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Get 10% off your first month of Blue Chew Gold with code RVD. That's code RVD. Visit bluechew.com for more details and important safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Thank you, Blue Chew. Frankie, he's got a good super chat for you, Rob. This is an interesting one. He asked, who is the wrestling GOAT at kicks other than RVD? Who else is good at kicks, do you think, Rob, that you appreciate in wrestling?
Man, there's been a couple of times when I have seen somebody do a kick, and I think, damn, I wish I would have fucking invented that,
Yeah.
Because, a lot of the stuff that I use as my arsenal of moves is stuff that I envisioned in my head and not stuff that I've seen other wrestlers do, because the way I was brought in, you didn't take other people's moves, and you know what I mean? And that was your special shit. And there's been a few times, and one of them was fucking Rico. And his kick, it's one where you catch his foot, and you throw it to spin it, and then he kicks you. And I'm not sure how he does it that's different than mine. And I'm not sure if it's the same one that Shelton Benjamin does or not, but Shelton Benjamin, same thing for the same reason. And I think that they're actually different. Like if you could, don't know if you can pull that up on
I wonder if I can find it.
online or what we would even call it. But both times, because you got to kick me. If I catch it, I'll do the step over kick, bam,
Yeah.
knock you out, or I'll spin you around and I'll spin around and catch you. But with this one, I was working with Rico, boom, and I think it's, I don't know even which way I spun. Maybe I think with Shelton, he spins and it's more of like jump, like a skipping roundhouse, I think.
Yeah.
And I think with Shelton, with
Rico.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Rico, I think it was more of like maybe the same foot that somehow kicks you, or it wasn't the same kick. I know that. And
I have the video game version here. Let's pop this out.
Oh.
This is SmackDown. Here Comes the Pain. Rob, you were my character on this game. I played you all the time on this. Here's Rico versus George Animal Steel.
Okay.
Let's see if this is the kick. Is that it? Where he ducks under?
Nah, I don't think
That wasn't
so.
it? Ducks under, boom, sweep kick.
Oh,
No, that's not it.
No. All right. Anyway, they each, and you might not think of them as being kickers in the same way that you think of me being a high flyer, because that's the category you want to put us in. But also, and I don't know if he got this from someone else or not, but I have to give him credit for showing me the first dude I saw do this move, and damn, I wish that I had come up with it. And it's Pentagon's brother,
Ray Phoenix,
where boom, I throw Tom in the corner, and I go up and I do a springboard off the second rope into the back kick, like just bouncing like that's badass. He does a lot of fucking moves that I don't even envision myself doing. Like wow, that's high risk, fucking walking the tightrope, fucking all that. But that move for sure, that would have definitely been a good one to have in the RVD repertoire.
I think that you just kicking my ass just now looked about as real as that video game. What do you guys think?
All right.
You were like, have you ever seen them do this? I was like, I've never seen them that pixelated. No, that's what year was that game?
That was fucking 2002. Like I was like in 11th grade.
Yeah.
SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain.
I had like ones on my N64.
Yeah.
Wrestling game.
No Mercy.
Yeah, and some of those, and I think there was an NWO one and some other things like that. And I had them on my, and I remember thinking back, like, man, that game was the shit. And then I was at my parents' house not too long ago. They live here in town, and me and my wife, we found it in the basement.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's bust this out. This game is awesome. And then they're just like block squares, like that's the crowd is like,
that's awesome.
This rug is
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, Katie's here.
Katie has entered the room.
What's up, Katie?
Hey.
Congrats on the babies being home.
What's up, Katie?
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How
How are they doing?
They're doing great.
Yeah.
Oh,
I bet it feels great to have them both home too.
Yeah, it's awesome. We're so in love.
Yeah, no doubt.
And also, like in Japan, by the way, Moss Man, like he used to do like what Daniel Bryanson, I also think, would do, and do like a round kick with the kick pads and kick the opponent in the chest, like when they're down on their knees. And you just know, like when that's coming in, like he's kicking you as hard as he can, and each time is going to get harder and harder. And that's, you stand there, you tighten up and you try to out tough him with what he's doing, so you can be like, you can't hurt me, bitch. But that was part of the style then. And I got to add Boss Man to the, who else? Because one other guy this could be my top 5 because this is my 5th guy now that I'm naming. When I got in and was super green, there was a guy named Lightning Foot Jerry Flynn.
Yeah, I remember Jerry Flynn.
He used to kick the shit out of me. He
Really?
was so stiff, and the boots that he wore were really thick soled and had really hard bottoms, and so it felt extra hard. And my whole career, I never wore actual standard size soles. I always wore either amateur wrestling shoe soles or like boxing boots or something near that, because I didn't want to have cement blocks under my feet, kicking people, breaking their faces, and not having the control to even be able to feel the ropes when I was bouncing on them and shit. And so like my whole career, I have avoided that. But and I think it was because of him. Like I always had him in mind, because back when in '91, when I was fucking 20 years old, he would kick the shit out of me.
Yeah, Jerry Flynn, I remember him in WCW. And I always thought, too, that I was like, this guy's not legit. Like, I never thought about, like, I was like, they just threw him out there, like, and he's got, like, a karate gimmick, almost like superstar Billy Graham had back in the day.
He would go to Japan, though, and he would have matches with one of the work/shoot groups over there.
Oh, yeah. See,
UWF, maybe. I think it might have been UWF when Gary Albright worked.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well,
Man.
Maybe.
Yeah, Jerry Flynn. I remember him for sure. Dang, that's crazy.
hey, this looks amazing.
Thanks.
Yeah, he was giving us a little tour of it real quick before we started.
Yeah.
It looks awesome. Looks super cool.
First time I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it lately.
Yeah. It's looking good. Let's see. We got a super chat here. Cool Fool 1980. Thanks for the $5. Does RBD remember recording his lines for Saints Row 3? And was he ever in the recording studio with Hulk Hogan? Oh, Hogan was in the game too. I didn't know that.
That's right. Yes and no.
Oh, yeah.
Saints Row 3 is a video game, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
it's like Grand Theft Auto. It's like
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there was one that was a half, like Saints Row 2.5 or something. I believe.
He did stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking this up on a side window here. This is like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. But you could do more ridiculous stuff in it. Like it was more like,
Okay.
yeah, it was there. You could like fly spaceships and stuff. I think.
Okay. Do you remember who were you in that game, Rob? You were yourself, or you were?
What do you mean it was Grand Theft Auto?
I mean,
it was
looks
kind of like
the,
Grand Theft Auto.
The gameplay of it looks like Grand
Yeah,
Theft Auto,
the setup of it all was because it was like a free roam game that you could like drive stuff.
I was a commentator, so I was on 3 or 4 of those games and in a sound booth with another dude, working off each other, reading through the script with a lot of freedom to too much freedom sometimes. That's all right, guys. That's because the dialogue was so outrageous anyway. They'd be like, murder ball, and you would just be like, there's heads flying all over the place. This is, oh my, there's blood everywhere. And sometimes, we would just be like, holy fuck, I can't fucking, they'd be, all right, guys, that's enough for that bomb.
You're like,
themselves laugh, just because we're making shit up and trying to imagine what's going on while we're saying this,
That's when you do need the bag of shrooms, the whole 8th. I'm actually in the game, and this is pretty awesome. The graphics look great. Yeah.
The other dude was fun too to work with, and he really wasn't a wrestling fan or anything, and he was like afterwards, like, maybe I could look into being a commentator or something, and, like, hey, maybe, but it was fun. And I remember part of my inspiration for that voice, but I can't remember. I don't know what my character was named. Maybe Bobby. One of us was Bobby. I don't know. And I don't remember the rest of the name. But part of what I was channeling was my inner Jesse Ventura.
Oh, that's a good call. Yeah. That's what an inspiration that was. to pull from Jesse Ventura for that.
That's a good
I
name drop on
President.
President.
I was thinking of it because he used to commentate when I watched wrestling as a kid, you know?
Yeah.
So I was thinking of that, but forcing it, I guess, a little more. And you know, like, it's raining fucking blood, you know?
Now I just gotta play the game just to hear Rob on.
Saints Row 3, dude. I'm grabbing that. That's what's up. I'm sure that's on eBay somewhere.
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, and then yeah, we heard Hulk Hogan was in it, but total different day, so didn't work with him.
Yeah.
Dang. All right, I gotta look that game up again.
Just look up on the wall. There's probably a copy that you nailed on up there.
Yeah, there might be one up there somewhere, right? Maddie,
Yeah.
he's got a question for both of you guys. Who would Katie and RVD beef with in WWE? What power couple in WWE would you guys tag up against? I have a good one in mind.
Who do you think?
Liv and Dom. Liv Morgan and Dom. Mhm.
Yeah,
I think you guys could. That would be that'd be a heck of a feud.
that would be fun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think that'd be real good. I'm trying to
like
think who else would be. Those are the only two really couple right now, I think, going on. Yeah.
I mean, Becky and Seth. I said Becky.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. Becky
Yeah.
and Seth, a great one. Ooh, man, that's some good inspiration there. I like it. Somebody says Steph and Triple H. Holy smokes, that would be back Attitude Era days.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
20-year storyline in the
Say
making.
what?
20-year storyline already set for us.
There we go. Right.
Tap into it.
Tap into it, baby. So I don't know if you saw this, but Paul Heyman was in a video. They happened to it was him and CM Punk, and it was IGN, and they were asking them like, GOAT, like what is the GOAT of this, and what is the greatest of all time of this? And Paul Heyman was asked, what was the GOAT worst smell that you ever smelled? And this is his quote that
He said Maven.
He did. Oh wow, no, he didn't. Without a pen. But he said, Balls Mahoney walking into an ECW locker room. If you think I'm making fun of the dead, trust me, Balls would be proud of that answer. The man's name was Balls, for crying out loud. You look on the birth certificate, it says Balls Mahoney. What kind of human being do you think he was anyways? Balls Mahoney, more power to you. Was Balls smelly, Rob?
He could be, yeah. Yeah, I've used that answer pretty often, pretty consistently when I get asked that question.
How often do you get asked how bad wrestlers smell?
More than you would think, you know.
Yeah,
It pops up in interviews.
yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, you know, he would sometimes smell like beer, like he was taking a bath in beer.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes just smell like he took the bath in beer 3 days ago and he's just been hanging out beats ever since.
Not
I'm
really
not-
in the sun.
I'm not in it, right? And I'm not going to say any names, but I did bartend for a little while in a past life at this bar called the Nerd Bar, where Rob knows the wrestlers would hang out and everybody, and Katie knows this too. Yeah, and they'd all hang out there. And so some nights I would be serving these guys and girls and whoever, and you know, heavy drinking, really putting it down, you know, like finishing a bottle of Fireball. And then the next night, Johnny, the owner, would have, you know, TNA on or whatever, Impact Now, and have that on. And I'd be like, he was just here last night. Like, he was here, you know, I was like, that was not even 12 hours ago. And they're jumping off the rope. I'm like, that guy can't smell at all. Like, there was no time to shout. He must have gone straight to the airport, slept in the car, and then
That's
right to
Willie
the show.
Mack you're talking about. Willie Mack.
Sadly, it is Willie Mack.
Willie Mack.
Dude, Willie would just pound booze and then go down to, and it's all love, but yeah, specifically Willie Mack. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's hilarious.
That's so funny that you knew who I meant.
I take a suitcase to the Nerd Bar and go from the Nerd Bar to the airport, from the airport to the Nerd Bar, like waste.
Back, and he comes back. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Where does he live?
He's got to live in Vegas, right? He's got to be local.
Yeah.
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 He's
Does he live
awesome.
in Vegas?
He
Yeah,
lives
he's a sweet guy too. Yeah.
Yeah. And you would never expect him. I love when you can look at people and not expect their moveset. Like you wouldn't expect him to be as athletic as he is.
Right, and he can flip and fly and everything. So he's a big burly dude, and
dude.
I remember. Yeah, so.
I always said that Willie Mack. They should have in TNA. They should have put the world title on Willie Mack. I thought he would have been a fun world champ to kind of have for a while, but they never did it. I was like, man, I think it was a missed opportunity for Willie Mack. They could have put him in the title.
He's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude. Definitely a cool dude for sure.
Oh, speaking of wrestlers being smelly, when we did TNA, I was like, I did a spray tan. And I was like, oh, it stinks like a spray tan. And Rob said, they can't smell you through the TV. Yeah, that's true.
Right.
You look good.
Great.
Oh my god. I've never used spray tan, so I don't know how bad it smells or anything like that.
Yeah, it could smell like it could get like a oniony scent. I mean, even if you shower and you have good hygiene, it's just sometimes the spray tan smells funny.
Wow. Yeah.
Especially the onion scented kind.
The wrestling fan scented.
I feel like there's a certain smell after. You can tell I haven't done it in forever, but I used to tan in the tanning bed, and then there's a smell like after that even.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a whole vibe that's afterwards, and you're like, yeah, you're like, I should probably shower. Yeah.
Jeez. Rob, I didn't want to forget posting about this. You had a fun exchange between Ricky Morton. Ricky Morton was saying how he didn't want to fight Ric Flair. And you were like, tell us you're scared without being you're scared. And Ricky says, I'd rather wrestle you. First time ever. Dave Meltzer better give us 5 stars.
Yeah.
You and Ricky Morton. So you never faced off with Ricky Morton, huh?
No. And then Bubba chimed in too. You missed that one, huh?
Oh, I did miss that one? What did Bubba say? I wonder. Here, let me pull that up. See if I can find it. Oh, he did. Oh, no, that's somebody else. Where did
someone asked Ricky about if he would give Ric Flair one more match or something, and yeah,
gotta make it happen. Yeah, I don't know what Bubba happened to say.
Oh, okay. Well, he said, "Be careful, Ricky. Rob's kicks are snug, LOL," and said, "If you take his finisher, it's a death sentence."
I remember you telling the story about you and Bubba going back and forth with punches and stuff like that, and one up and one another, and you're just delivering it. It's just that's some good quality stuff there happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't have anything really funny to say back, so I just let it go there. I was like,
you just let it lay.
yeah.
You know who else has good kicks that I saw just recently was Lola Vice in NXT. She's got really good, but she has an MMA background too. I was impressed with her.
Yeah, she's. I like her shadow boxing move she does when she gets in the ring.
Yeah,
and she has a nice body.
Yeah. She's a stand-up
athletic.
Go ahead.
This could be our biggest hitter.
Well, Real Spud Butley said her and Damian Priest. I didn't know they were a couple, Lola Vice and Damian.
Yeah.
They'd be a hell of a match with you and RVD too. How about that?
Yeah.
Cool. That's basically all I had for this week. Tom, yeah.
Dude, guys, Katie, thanks. Dom, thanks for having me.
No problem,
I appreciate
man.
it. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Be sure to check out Tom's comedy show. Tom Garland.
Someone asked, besides myself, who has really good kicks or something, and so I'm still trying to think of. But these guys aren't necessarily kickers, but they each have one cool kick. A lot of them. But who is a kicker?
What about Kawada?
There you go. He's definitely known as a kicker.
Yeah. Kawada, big time.
He definitely used to kick the shit out of me. Yeah. All right, cool, man. Thanks for joining.
Dude, thanks for having me. Hey, quick parting thought from me. You guys were talking about other people that I think the original prompt was who is in Rob's realm with wrestling kicks, right? That's what started the
that was
thing, or nearly comparable. I don't know the wrestling world quite as well. I'm a stand-up comic. Nobody in the wrestling world does stand-up like RVD. So thanks for having me here, dude. If you want to hear a bunch of wrestlers tell bullshit stories that probably aren't half true, go see any of the other guys on the stand-up circuit. If you want to see some real stand-up, you see RVD. You watch the movie Headstrong. Katie and Rob are in it. I sneak in there too. And there's always a lot of fun. Thanks, guys.
And yes, thank you, Tom. Check out Tom Garland, Dying to Kill on YouTube. Give him some support. Subscribe to his channel and check out the special. Share it out too when you get the chance. So yeah, this has been good times. Rob, you got some appearances coming up too. I know you're busy. Is there anything you want to let the audience know for?
See me soon at For the Love of Wrestling in Manchester. Manchester. And also see me in Glasgow, Scotland, Evening with RVD. Same in is it not Abendale? The fuck is the other? I don't know, but look at my website, RalphVanDam.com, and it definitely has it on there. And then my return to the ring in a singles match, nonetheless.
Yes.
With the dude that the group in Australia says like he's one of their best. So not breaking it easy, not bringing me in the 8-man so I can be taken care of. I gotta go and work, and that's why I've been working out hard and training. And damn it, I feel good. So that is it's next week.
Is it next week? I'm trying to find the date here for you.
Yes, sir. Yeah, the 27th next weekend.
Wow. So, dang. So that's first match back. Be sure we'll plug that.
Yeah.
I'm back in Vegas April. I think the dates are April 10th and 11th. And I was telling Dom's like, oh, where are you playing? I was like, I'm on Fremont Street. And he's like, where at? And I was like, it's called Notoriety. And I was like, he's like, I don't know what I was like, you know, the bar, the nerd bar where we all hang. I said, it's the theater upstairs that's up on the 3rd floor. So you hit the nerd bar and you go up to the 3rd floor. But if you're around that weekend, April 10th to 11th, let's stretch out your funny bone too. And
awesome.
do some stand-up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to see you stretch your funny bone.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, get you up there.
You can follow Tom too, Tom Garland LV on Instagram. Do you have X account, or are you on X at all?
I'm not. I probably should. There was like a thing with. I feel like at one point they like freaked everybody out, and they said that it was something about how they were all the info was sharing or something like that. I'm a privacy freak, and so I was like, screw that. I only have like 100 followers anyways or something like that. So I got off of there, and then and then now it's like then you see tweets like the one you just showed. I'm like, oh, that looks fun. Why am I not in there? So maybe I'll get that back. But yeah, I'm on Instagram and I'm on Facebook. You can just add it's Tom Garland, and website Tom Garland. You just Google all that, you'll find it.
Heck yeah, check it out.
Thank you.
And be sure to follow Katie on Instagram and X account too. Katie Forbes 4, number 4 for real on Instagram. And what is the Katie Forbes on X? So do that.
That's it.
Awesome.
See y'all there.
Thanks, Van Dam fam. Hope y'all have a fantastic week. Peace out, hosts.
Are you gonna do this in another country?
Rob's gonna take a little. So we're gonna probably get somebody to tag in for Rob, just so kind of easier for him. But like, we'll work something out, right? We'll figure something.
Cool.
Yeah,
I can do it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We'll get who?
I said maybe I could do it.
Yeah, we could get you on here. Heck yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The time difference probably no fun, huh? You probably don't want to be up at 3 a.m.
Very busy as it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, Katie, we could definitely get you on to do the show too. That'd be awesome.
Mr. Monday Night needs his rest when he can get it in.
Yeah. You got to do that.
We'll talk about that off the air.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, guys. We'll see you next time here on One of a Kind with who?
Bye, y'all.
See you.
KT. See you guys. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Peace up, Big Town down.